And it gives us a choice. But let's just look at the scripture first. And I kind of broke it up in sections. I cried out to God for help. I cried out to God to hear me. When I was in distress, I sought the Lord. At night I stretched out untiring hands, and my soul refused to be comforted. Have you ever been down and you didn't really want to feel better yet? Because you weren't done being down? Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay. I remembered you, O God, and I groaned. It's like he was of no comfort at the moment. I mused, and my spirit grew faint. And the mused means that you're just consumed with thinking about it. The more this person thought about their situation, the worse it was getting. And emotions were going crazy. Then it says Selah. And I looked that up and asked 10 people to give you 10 different definitions. So how about if for this person it was, then he's like, so that's what we'll call Selah today. We'll make it a sigh. Have you ever been there? You're praying and it's just like, oh. Okay, so we've been there. Maybe you're there this morning. You kept my eyes from closing. I was too troubled to speak. I mean, you're like locked in your own misery. I thought about the former days, the years of long ago. I remembered my songs in the night. My heart mused and my spirit inquired. The more this person thought, the more this person thought. Will the Lord reject forever? Will he never show his favor again? Has his unfailing love vanished forever? Has his promise failed for all time? Now, unfailing love, in this is verse 8. That was actually one word in Hebrew. And you're glad to know that, I'm sure. But it was one word, and it explains the covenant relationship we have with God. It can also be defined as his loving kindness, his faithful love, his steadfast love, and his mercy. That not just love for the moment, an unfailing love. That's what that unfailing love means. And it was interesting because the Lord had showed this to me and I didn't know it, because I had named this chapter in my book, Covenant Commitment, but I didn't know that unfailing love in verse 8 actually meant that, but this is the scripture I use, so somehow God knows what he's doing. But covenant commitment, God's unfailing love. Somewhere in this prayer that you have, even if it's not a prayer, this desperate time that you have, you know that God is faithful, but you're not sure if you know it at the moment. Like, is he still faithful? Because he was faithful, but is he faithful now? Because I'm not sure if I feel that. So verse 9, has God forgotten to be merciful? Has he in anger withheld his compassion? Then I thought, oh, there's a problem. Then I thought, well, at least we're moving from emotions to thinking now. That's we're getting there. Because we can put our thoughts in order, but our emotions will rule us. To this I will appeal, the years of the right hand of the Most High. Now here's the switch. Think about that situation that seems just to keep you drugged down. Or that pain or whatever that is. You will feel like that at some time, like God is not answering your prayer. And maybe this has been a long journey for you, as I've been in long journeys, as we've all been in long journeys. And you're just like, I know God's good, but you're not sure what to do with it. Here's what you do with it. I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your miracles of long ago. I will meditate on all your works and consider all your mighty deeds. Your ways, O God, are holy. What God is so great as our God? You are the God who performs miracles. You display your power among the peoples. Oh, I think he's doing that right now. With your mighty arm, you redeemed your people, the descendants of Jacob and Joseph. So this writer is thinking back. I know God's faithful. I don't feel it right now. I don't even see it or sense it, and I can't touch it. And every day that I walked into work, I still walked out without insurance and without paid time off and without any idea how we were going to pay the bills when I was off having a baby that I had prayed for. Had I not prayed right, Lord, send me a child and the finances to go with it. So be careful how you pray. He sent the child. This person has chosen to think back. Because as on Friday, people gave their testimony of what God's done personally, that cannot be taken from you. You cannot ever let somebody steal, not even the enemy, what you know to be true between you and the Lord, and those things. As sure as you know who you are. Well, no, you could have amnesia. You can lose those things. But your experience with God is eternal. No one can take that. So this person chose to think about who God was and what he knew about God. He was no longer trusting how he felt or his circumstance. Now he's going, what do I know? What do I know? Okay? With your mighty arm you redeemed your people, the descendants of Jacob and Joseph. The waters saw you, O God. The waters saw you and writhed. The very depths were convulsed. The clouds poured down water. The skies resounded with thunder. Your arrows flashed back and forth. Your thunder was heard in the whirlwind. Your lightning lit up the world. The earth trembled and quaked. Your path led through the sea, your way through the mighty waters, though your footprints were not seen. He's talking about delivering God's people through the Red Sea. And this man's thinking, oh, I know God can. I know he has. And if he had unfailing love then, he still has unfailing love. He had to remind himself, you led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. So what does that have to do with us? There are things in your life that you know God was there for. You have a testimony with God. You have a story, as we learned on Friday. And you know what God has done. You see the very evidence of it in creation, or in a child being born, or in a miracle. And so when you have those times that will come, and you don't feel God, you don't see God, you don't hear God, and your prayers seem to fall to the floor, you have a choice. You have to remember. You have to engage your mind and remind yourself of the things that you know to be true. And then you step further into faith. And you tell yourself what is because God spoke it even though you don't see it. And that's what this man was doing. When God's love is in your life, when his presence is there, it's so much easier. Even Jesus said, I'm with you, and you know these things. You struggle with this. Better those who will never see me and still believe. That's us. So we're struggling. When God's presence and his love is hard to feel, you have a choice to believe God, whether he is blessing you or not. And so, when you get to that point and things seem dead, or God just seems to not be answering, like in that time when I was walking and you know what? It never changed. There was no magical appearance of provision in that season. It got pretty bad. It got pretty bad. I had gotten a gift card for honey baked ham from somebody. I don't know how I ended up with it. For $50. Well, that doesn't buy a lot of honey baked ham at Easter. So I went there and I figured out, and I said, I need a small ham. And they brought I said, no, smaller. No, smaller. What's the smallest one you have? The day before Easter, and she brought out like this 4-pound ham. I said, how much is that? And it was like $27. I said, okay, I still have enough for beans and potatoes. You know, they have the side dishes there at the Honey Baked store. And so I took that, and I had spent every dime of that $50 gift card for Easter. And that's good stuff. I never had that before. That was a real blessing. But we knew a family who was just as bad. Also, I invited them over. I mean, we were licking the pan. But that fed 2 families that day, and we were really scraping. And that miracle never came through. Well, that was a miracle, the $50 gift card. But we struggled, and I felt like we were never catching up.